Wherever old boy is, I do not wish him well. I am not a good woman. He can go to hell. Hi, hello, happy Monday, aka the day that I do everything that I didn't get to on the weekend, from my household to my academics. It's just very much a day for, I don't want to say catching up, but that's what it is. That's literally what it is. So it is what, like 2 o'clock now. I've done laundry, I washed my hair, I've done some reading in the interim, and now I'm about to do more reading. Then I have a meeting, and then after that, I also held office hours today, but it's the first week. Don't nobody need me for nothing. But I came to introduce the vlog in case I haven't already, because who knows? Who knows what I did yesterday in terms of. Anyways, girl, welcome back. This is gonna be just like a regular week with me. What that looks like. Yeah. Good morning from me and my protein coffee. It is, I think it's 8 a.m. ish or something. It's a few hours before class because guess who didn't finish reading like she was supposed to this weekend? That's real life. It is what it is. But I'm doing it now. So I will have read before class. I just did not read before today. Anyways, yeah, I do have to go to campus. I do have a full slate today. So that's why I need this. And I'm still a little tired, I'm not going to lie, but still I rise. I will survive and all that. Good morning, happy Wednesday. So by the time you're seeing this, I should have started that chili. And I have, I'm looking at it right now, so whatever. Anyways, I'm getting ready for a meeting that's happening in 15 minutes. I literally just got the team's notification. So I am preparing to look presentable on the camera. This is supposed to be a chill, just like touching base type of situation, collaboration type meeting. So that is all well and good. And then I have class later this afternoon. I somehow, some way am going to be getting a workout in between now and then. And then, yeah, going to class, being a student. That's my life. This is the first full week of classes. So I am trying to, figure out how things are going to work in terms of scheduling, making sure I get everything done that I want and need to get done. Things like my workout schedule, I'm moving around. And, meetings like this, for example, not going to be happening on a weekly basis. So I'm just still settling into the spring semester, which is fine, which is great. And so far, everything's good. Everything's good, It's only a couple weeks in. How bad can it be? Granted, it could be bad. Let me not even say that. Because you'd be like, how bad can it be? And then life will be like, I'll show you. I don't need that. I don't need the reminder. Okay. Guess who just found the hat that she has flipped her apartment over for multiple times? I mean, turned it upside down, only for it to be in a drawer that I haven't even been thinking about. That's how it goes. But I'm glad that I found it. And more importantly, I'm glad that I did not buy a new one, because there were multiple occasions where I was like, I'm going to just get a new one. I can't find this one. It's not meant to be found. Whatever. And I stayed strong. And here it is. So I did manage to get my workout in before I left the house, but it was mostly like strength. So I am walking a few extra blocks to campus so that I can get my steps in, because that's very important to me these days. Like, I need to see that 8K minimum personally. 10 and up is even better, but on a slower day, I'll take 8, maybe even 7. But regardless, I was far from that. So here I am. I left home early and I'll be in class pretty early too, but you gotta get it in where it fits. You know how other languages have words for very specific emotions? I feel like we need to come up with one in English for coming home and knowing that you've had the crock pot on all day, because that is a very specific emotion, and I just don't think that joy or happiness or excitement covers it. It is 6 o'clock Thursday morning and I have a meeting at 11, and I could not for the life of me find the notes that I took for this meeting. I know, better note-taking strategies, Naomi. But shout out to a Command F, because a Command F is going to get you there every time. I located the note. I am now able to contribute to the shared document because I located the note. I now know what I'm supposed to be sharing about, because I was literally about to start pulling stuff out of my behind. Such is the way of the modern student. Send prayers. And after all that, y'all, the meeting was canceled. No shade, but imagine thinking that you're going to contact me at like 5:30 for plans tonight, and then I'm gonna partake. If this was summer, perhaps, but it's not. Like, I have my analog evening already mentally planned out in my head. I've already talked to my mom, most important person to talk to. I talked to another friend of mine. Shower's already on. I actually already ate dinner because meal prep, chili, I've been on it. Like, hello? No, you cannot see me tonight. Hello, welcome to my analog evening. It's like, what, 8 o'clock? It's 8 o'clock on Friday, and I'm chilling, I'm vibing. But yeah, I started painting this a couple months ago, maybe a few months ago now, and I haven't revisited it in over a month, in part because it's symbolic and I don't like the symbol. Long story short, I had gotten it for a date. So there was a day back in October where it was very warm, and it was like clearly the last warm day we were gonna have before fall came in full force. Now we're in winter. I'm in New England. If you don't know, it gets pretty chilly up here. But yeah, I had planned this cute park date down at Castle Island, and it was cute. Don't get me wrong. We had some paint by numbers, and we had some coloring and just like interactive outdoor stuff. And I had a good time. I really liked the guy that I was out with. And then, long story short, nothing came of it. And so I guess I was hesitant to keep painting this because it brought up what I feel like, I don't want to say is a failure, but it just didn't go how I anticipated it. And that happens often, especially when it comes to matters such as these. But I also was kind of looking at it like, as someone who, I was outside last summer, I dated a little bit here and there, and I was just enjoying myself. But around the time I had matched with him on one of the apps, I was very much looking at it like, look, whatever happens here is what happens here, but I'm done. I'm tired. School's coming back in. I gotta stay focused, and I don't care what anybody says. Dating takes a lot out of you. Even when it's good, even when you meet people that you vibe with, it's a lot of energy. It's a lot of, planning. It's a lot of mental energy. And then, you're getting emotions involved sometimes. And it was just a lot. And so I knew that I would be tapping out regardless. And again, as it happens in these cases, sometimes you tap out on your own accord. Sometimes you are forced. You are forced to tap out in one way, shape, form, or fashion. So, in part because this reminded me of something that didn't work out, I have been dragging my feet on completing it. But as I am trying to make a better use of my time and also just stimulate my brain in different ways, I was like, let me pull out that painting, because let's be clear, I'm going to finish it. I don't care who's texting me. Like, I don't care who's interested or not. I will be finishing this painting. But it's just interesting how our brains do things and how we think about stuff. One thing I will say about dating, I have some pretty unorthodox beliefs around romance as a whole. And I'm not sure how much I'll ever get into on this channel, just because people are very protective of their romantic lives and romantic beliefs. Like, people, whew. But what I will say is that something that I did learn through my dating period, and just like over time as I get older and I try to develop my own beliefs and philosophies around these things, specifically as they pertain to other people, is that sometimes it's just your turn. Like, as someone who has absolutely ghosted people in the past before, and someone who's been avoidant, and somebody who hasn't, maybe always been nice about things, or who hasn't been, I don't know. I'm not a saint is what I'm trying to say. And so even though certain situations can bug me or irritate me or even hurt my feelings, I also know that I have been in the position to make people feel some kind of way. I have hurt feelings before. I have, broken hearts before. And that's just the way that it goes. That's the way that life goes. And so, yes, I can be sad, confused, hurt, emotional, whatever. But it's not like these are things that I've never felt before. Like, as long as I'm not acting in ways that are detrimental to myself or others, it's just life. And I think that's another part of what I took away from this specific bout of being outside. That's the best way I know how to describe it. It's just being outside. Is that, like, another part of the experience is allowing myself to have the experience. Like, putting myself out there in itself is an exercise of trusting myself, of being vulnerable, of being hopeful, of being, excited, and just willing to experience something in life that can potentially position me to feel bad, but also to feel good, right? Because most of my experiences, I will say, were positive, even if they were with, people that I didn't end up with. Everybody ain't gonna last forever, and that's fine too. I have moved away from, like, the whole idea of you're either my husband or that's it. Like, no, I think that's a kind of deductive way. Is that the best way? Dismissive? I don't know.
Reductive. That is the word that I meant to use. Reductive.
I'm not necessarily looking for a forever partner, which I think allowing myself to just experience people for who they are has made dating that much more fun. Because if I was just like, again, either you're my person forever or you're nobody to me. Well, I could have missed out on making some friendships, for example, or just like people who wanted to get to know me better, or acquaintances, or a LinkedIn connections. Like, hello. But yeah, I'm not finishing this painting tonight. In fact, I think I'm done because these numbers are small and it's also getting late. It's 8:09. It's 8:09. That's upside down, but it's 8:09. But because I had to rip and run and like be outside and have a long day of classes today, I'm kind of over it. So I will be watching another episode of The Boys probably because I'm into it. I watched the finale last night or maybe this morning of season 1, and I was like, oh, this is getting good. This is getting good. And it's been a while since I've been into a show like I am with this one. So I'm welcoming it. I'm allowing. I'm enjoying. So I hope you enjoyed my romance reflection. There won't be too many of those here. That's what I'll say. Because I do my best to not center stuff like that. Just because there's so many channels that do. And so many people who do. Both on and offline. That it's like there's just really nothing super groundbreaking about my experiences in these streets as a young lady. However, there are lessons to be learned, and wherever old boy is, I do not wish him well. I am not a good woman. He can go to hell. Good morning, happy Saturday. I have a double scheduled, so I'm packing my bag with all of the stuff that I'll need. Because I will not be coming home in between. I could, but no. Let's not. Let's challenge ourselves by being outside, interacting with our, environment. That's the word I wanted to use. I can tell spring is coming because usually the sun would be out or almost out by now. It's like 6:45 and it's still quite dark. So, yay spring! I slept well, consistent 8 hours through the night. Can't complain. Anytime that happens, can't complain. Love that for me. Got back from my double, ran some errands on the way home in the neighborhood. It's a 3-day weekend. If I don't leave this house for the rest of the weekend, that's my business, okay? Thank you. It's Saturday afternoon. I kept my promise of not doing anything after my double this morning because I deserve. But now I have a burst of energy, so I've been like refreshing the space and stuff, and now I'm about to put temporary tattoos into my junk journal because that seems like a fun thing to do. Also kind of random. Should I be reading right now? Probably, but that's not the point. The point is that I'm about to put temporary tattoos in my junk journal. Okay. I took the plastic off. I am gonna just spritz it lightly because, like I know that this is paper, but I also do want it to transfer. And then we will see what happens. How cute. It worked. I don't know what's going on with this guy up here, but not mad. Probably didn't need as much water as I used, but lesson learned. So they have all of the Harry Potter movies on Peacock. I'm watching Sorcerer's Stone now, but I'm just now, not now realizing, but I've listened to the soundtrack more than I've watched the films. So putting the scenes with the soundtrack like this, it's not like I'm looking at the songs. I don't know if the song says first Quidditch game, but even if it did, I wouldn't be checking for it like that. So putting it together, it's fascinating. I just wanted to come by and say that. It's coming along. I have made so much progress. I'm literally almost done.